Welcome to the RSP Film Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. Let's take a look at Sam Howell. This might be a shorter film room right now, but I really like his game. And you're going to see here he's going to hit this tight end who's working up the seam between a triangle of defenders. And here's the throw, and you can see the triangle converging on him right here. Why does he make this decision? Well, I think it's his first read overall. But he does a really good job of assessing what he needs to see during his drop. Because as he makes his drop, you can see here that you're going to have a running back kind of widening the defense to the right. You have a receiver working wide to the boundary here, keeping this one safety high in this three safety look. And then you have a front receiver working across, and that's going to leave this tight end to work up the field. So what he's assessing as he finishes his drop on a third step is the defenders. As he's looking at the shallow end, this linebacker isn't creating depth, so he knows that this tight end's going to have leverage working deep against the tight end. He knows he has the receiver working across, and it forces this linebacker to move across with the receiver. And he knows that this safety's deep as he looks back here and is playing deep enough that if he throws this ball, he can put it on the back hip of the tight end and beat that trailing defender as well as the inside safety there on the play. We're going to look at it again. You can see here again the running back widening the field. You have the first receiver inside working across, and watch how that moves the safety a step. That one step's all it needed. That deep safety's playing enough depth that Howell knew he can throw it, and he places it on the back hip. It's a perfect throw to the back hip to get a big play out of this, and this is the first read. I mean, he's looking at this all the way, but he's also looking at the deep safety a little bit. He's getting a chance to assess that triangle, at least really the three parts of the triangle. This is one part, the safety that's working across with the receiver here, the linebacker who's working across and going to get beat deep by the tight end, and then knowing that there's a huge cushion with that safety. That's the triangle he's reading. He fires it right in there. Really good job being able to fire it to the back shoulder. Look at it one last time here. 3 steps. That's what it took to make that read. And then just maybe a little bit of a hitch and a fire. Just being patient about that zone opening. Really, really nice job by Sam Howell. And you want to see this more often in terms of his ability to assess leverage. I think he's a little better assessing leverage against zone coverage than he may be against man-to-man. We're going to see that in a moment here. But let's first watch his deep ball skills. You're going to see here on the outside that you have a receiver working across behind the formation, and that brings this safety down, and the safety's going to cover that. This one safety in the middle of the field, he's going to work high and to the right. That's going to open the one-on-one with Dyami Brown on the bottom left. With the cornerback, Howell takes that 3-step drop, fires it. It's a perfect throw right into the hands, leads the receiver over 50 yards down the field, but it's dropped. Still, it's a fantastic throw, and it's a good display of his understanding that when he brings the receiver across in motion, it's going to rotate these safeties. Now the shallow safety is going to work deep to the opposite side of the field. The deep safety is now going to come up shallow. That creates the one-on-one matchup with Dyami Brown. So this is a very good job of either, our man Howell understanding this and creating the shift, or being instructed to make the shift, and the offense setting up a nice one-on-one. But he does a good job of knowing where he's supposed to go. He reads the leverage here very well. You see that Brown has the inside shade on the outside defender and has a step on him. That's open. And then within about 3 steps, Brown has now stacked the defender. Howell sees that, and he's letting the ball go at that point. Nice release, gets his frame, the back leg swinging out, and gets his hips into that, generates some torque, puts the ball in a line right into the hands of the receiver in stride, no slowdown whatsoever. It's just dropped. Really can't complain about the throw here. Nothing really to complain. It's a beautiful throw. It's a nice display of the arm strength that he has. This projects well to the NFL in the vertical game. Now, this is an area where I'd like to see him get a little bit better. And that's making his second read. Because you're going to see here as he works that fit ball fake, and now he's got a one-on-one on the outside. The defender's playing over the top, playing inside shade, and it's a route that Howell should know that this route break is not going to work well with the position of the defender. He should know this right now. So whether he wants to wait another beat or two so he can give the receiver in the right slot time to work across and inside and bait this safety a little bit longer, that would be, maybe that's what he could be doing here, but he doesn't do that. You can see here that he does turn and look towards the safety here, but he's not decisive, because what he's really looking at is, oh, there's a man unblocked in front of me and I don't know where to go. And he should know where to go. He should know where to go here. He should be pivoting, and he should already be pivoting, and his feet should already be basically facing this receiver's break point and firing the ball with anticipation. But instead, he hesitates, still looks over here to see if he can fire it a little bit, and then has to make this defender miss. And instead of throwing the ball, which could have been wide open, now he's trying to make a man miss, gets the ball stripped, has to recover the fumble and take the sack. This is a play that easily could have been a completion. Right here, he should have known. It's not open. Flip the hips, fire the ball with anticipation right into the logo here on the right side of the logo. But instead, he hesitates longer, hoping somehow the receiver on the left's going to come open, and that's waiting too long on your first read. He needs to know where that second man is and make the play. And pre-snap, he should be looking at this a little bit better in terms of what's available here. Pre-snap, the deep safety's outside this hash. Knowing that pre-snap, he should know where his second read will be. Even if the safety's drifted inside a little bit, he should be able to pivot and get rid of this ball. And if not, just throw it deep and out of bounds where he's got a deeper receiver further out to the right side and just live for another day. Instead, over-invested on the first read that wasn't going to be open. He takes the sack. Now, this is a nice job of understanding that he has some pressure, at the edge here. He's going to buy time. He knows he doesn't have anybody open at the right side, but he certainly didn't have anybody open at the left side either. Let's take a look at this one more over here on the left side. Left side, nothing's open. Nothing's open early. He knows that he has pressure coming from 2 points off that left side, so he anticipates that and decides to buy time for his receivers on the right. I like this. He's athletic enough to get outside the pocket. The tight end sees the scramble drill in effect. Instead of working inside like he did, he now adjusts to work back outside. That creates the opening. The receiver runs downfield on the outside. That opens the space. Howell knows that, fires the ball, creates a first down opportunity here on a play where it was well covered on the left side where he wanted to go, anticipates the pressure, creates the scramble drill in effect, does a very good job setting and firing, or really just throwing on the move and firing here. Well done. This is an asset to Howell's game, is the latent athletic ability to at least buy time and throw on the move in the intermediate ranges of the field. Now, what can happen is that he can buy time for too long and not know when to quit. This is a good example. Right here, he's got 3 deep across here. He doesn't see an opening available off to that left side. He doesn't feel like he can anticipate this slot receiver working across and firing that ball. Now, there is a bit of an opening, but it could be a tight squeeze with this middle safety here. So when he sees this, he climbs. And he has a receiver deep here who he might be able to hit if he can influence this high safety at the left numbers. But he climbs. He doesn't really even climb. He runs towards the pocket. That gets blocked off, and instead of running here at this point, he realizes that it's too late to do that. He now reverses field. At this point, it's time to throw the ball away. This is where I think he should get outside, reset, and just throw the ball away to the left side here. But instead, he wants to make something happen. So now he starts looking back across to the right side of the field, Nothing's happening here. This receiver might be open, but he doesn't have the time because of the pressure. He makes that man miss. Fine. Good job there. But, again, he's in a situation that even with the defender falling down and a receiver working across the middle, he doesn't have that Patrick Mahomes-like talent to turn and throw like this. And I don't even think Patrick Mahomes would have made this play with a defender hot on his heels like this. So this is a situation where the ball needs to be thrown away. But again, he feels the pressure. It's too close for him to fire it. And he's already looking downhill to seriously fire a ball. So that wastes some time because it's not open. Now he has to make that man miss. He ends up taking a sack on this play. Should have thrown the ball away a long time ago. This is a common mistake for a lot of young quarterbacks where they just get overly invested. And you can see them in the film room just going, well, I didn't have this. And really he did if he fired it with anticipation. But that was a more difficult decision. And he wasn't looking there to begin with. He was looking to the left side. So this wasn't even an option. So he's looking to that left side. Nothing's open. Decides to run. And at this point, this is where things go haywire. I understand why he wanted to run. It gets blocked off. At this point, now you have to think, get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Not trying to make things happen. Just get rid of the ball. You're already close to the red zone. You're already in a long play situation based on where you are on the field. It's more than 10 yards to go. Don't make it worse. That's where he should be thinking, is game management. Don't make it worse. Nothing's open here. Throw the ball away. Just throw it away. This is where it's way past the point of no return, and he ends up losing more yards here, and now you have essentially a down and 25 distance to go situation. All right, now here's a play where you're going to see him fire the ball, and here's the leverage one-on-one. This is not great leverage. The defender's able to cut this off backside and tip the ball away. This is a situation that Howell's going to have to get better at reading. He's going to have to, when he looks here and sees the defender squatting on this route, he's going to have to understand that that's not the play. That's not the play to make. Or at least throw the ball in a better situation in terms of placing it to the outside a little bit more than he did. But I just think overall he needs to understand the defender's playing off, defender's squatting on it all the way. He needs to come off that, or at least throw it away knowing he may have pressure. And I think that might be the thing, is if he knows that there's pressure coming, just get rid of it. Don't try and be the hero there with that, or at least place it further outside. There's a few options you could talk about with his game. The more I watch him, the more I can determine whether this was a management issue or a ball placement issue. This is an excellent example of game management in the red zone. Good job of looking up to his left side where he has a route combination trying to work basically inside out. As he reads that and feels pressure here, he knows he doesn't have time for the deeper route here because the defender is playing in that nether region basically where you can jump the route inside, or he can drop back and cover if Howell tries to throw the ball with touch here, because the leverage here is still ideal for the defender. Knowing that with the pressure here, he doesn't throw the ball. Great decision. Rolls back to his right. He has a one-on-one with Michael Carter. Carter's not open here. Just throw the ball away. And that's exactly what he does. Excellent decision. I love the aggression that we see here from Howell. You're going to see him target his receiver twin left in the honey hole of 2 deep coverage here. Well, it's not even 2 deep, it's 3 deep. You can see 3 deep right here. But there's a honey hole between the zone cornerback and the safety in this quadrant. And the fact that he sees that and fires it on a line, there's not a lot of air under this ball, even though the ball sails a bit. He's trying to get it over the dropping linebacker. He knows that linebacker is dropping. He fires that ball high enough that the receiver still can catch it in stride and get yardage, and with really strong placement here. So I really love the aggression, the instant recognition off at the top of his drop that the shallow defender is squatting, knowing he's got deep safeties. One step, and the ball's coming out. Let's look at it from another angle here. You can see the ball on a line. Perfect. That's exactly what you want. Now, this is a 3rd and short situation, and I don't like the game management here. This is where he has to be a more mature decision maker. That aggression that you saw in the previous play, that's great, but it can bleed over into game management where he has an open man in the flat. He sees this. I mean, yes, there's a defender outside squatting, but if he fires his ball towards the back hip of this middle receiver, it's a first down. Easy first down right here. Easy. Ball needs to come out. Even now, he could make this throw late and it'd still be a first down. But he comes off this. And now he's looking for something deeper down the field when there was a guaranteed first down. I mean, look at the receiver. He was expecting that all the way. Howell, pivots off that. Now he's looking for a receiver to come back to the ball. Now he has to fire this ball in there with a defender who has leverage from a trail position to cut that ball off. The receiver comes back, to the ball, but doesn't continue across the middle, and the placement is off here. And as a result of that, he misses an easy first down opportunity on a 3rd and short. Here's another missed opportunity. You're going to see Michael Carter. He's going to work on this wheel route here. He's working outside right here. Now, Howell's looking at the flat defender playing, about 10 yards downfield. And he watches that, and he brings the ball back, and he doesn't trust it. He doesn't trust the position here. Now, I'd look at it with how far the man is inside the numbers and that he can throw this outside the numbers and lead his receiver towards the sideline. This ball needs to come out. But he hesitates and brings the ball back down. And you can see here, Carter's accelerating. This man is having to come to a stop and peel back to the outside. Howell missed his chance. So now he's going to feel pressure in the inside here, and he climbs the pocket well, running upfield, and then making a really nice quick stop to then fire the ball. But see where Carter was? Now, part of that might be that the cornerback reads Howell. And he does kind of back up here, but it looks like that has nothing to do with Howell climbing the pocket. It's just what he did. He screwed up. I think the defensive back just screwed up here. The position was enough for Howell to throw this ball. This compounds the issue. Howell now has to throw the ball, but he has to do it from a quick setup with pressure looming, and he just fires the ball too far. And he had the opportunity earlier. And this is the thing about trusting your leverage, knowing when to get the ball out. Right there, the ball should have gone. Should have trusted what he first saw. Didn't trust it. Now he has to make a more difficult decision. This is common with a lot of NFL starters too. And it's something that I think he can improve on to some extent. But it's the difference between good and great quarterbacks or guys with great talent with decision making. Because he made it more difficult on himself. Didn't need to. All right, so we're going to see pressure coming from the corner blitz off the left side. Howell's going to look to that left side here. He has an open man. It's a short, situation. Should fire that ball. Feels the pressure and ends up taking the sack. So again, sometimes just taking what's there is important, especially if you're caught in a scenario where there's a blitz and you see that immediately post-snap. Get rid of the ball. It's there. Or go to your second read, knowing that you have 3 defenders off in this flat here, and you have your running back working over the top, working inside of it, and seeing that triangle of defenders in the blitz here. He should know that this is where his running back's going to be, and he should be able to fire this ball. Look at that running back coming open, and he hesitates on that front. It's too late at that point. He really had 2 options here, and he just hesitated. So pressure is something that we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on with Howell too, is that can he make smart and just safe, smart decisions under pressure and buy time and keep his team in good down and distance situations rather than putting them in more difficult situations because you're trying to make a bigger play. All right, so we're going to watch Howell here on this particular play where he's going to, look to his right real quick or give a little bit of a shoulder fake to the right, look back to his left. There's an outlet man out here, climbs the field, sees a receiver working across the middle here, fires that ball, not great leverage, but still gets the ball out and leads the man just enough. So again, you're seeing someone here where it's kind of a mixed bag. You see some positives and negatives with his ability to come off his first read, some positives and negatives when it comes to, being aggressive, being able to buy time in the pocket, and being able to find that second or third option throwing on the move. A lot to like about Sam Howell. I think as an NFL prospect, I'm still not sure where I stand with him as an NFL starter prospect, but certainly there's some skills there to build on. This year is going to be a fun one to watch with him to see if he can improve a little bit with his decision making, with his second and third reads, his game management, and his trust in reading leverage. And if he can become better at identifying and executing against leverage that's ideal and not hesitating, I could definitely see him as a potential high-end starter down the line. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Film Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.